Everyone, welcome back. Today we're looking at the exciting Polestar 3, which starts at first customers delivery. This is quite exciting. I've seen a few videos and a few pictures online of this vehicle, finally in the wild, and it is truly exciting. We've waited a damn long time for this. We all remember Polestar from 2022, where we didn't even know what the Polestar 3 looks like. We didn't even know what the Polestar 4 looked like. So at that time, we didn't even know about the Polestar 6, so it is quite an important step. So officially, I guess we can say Polestar officially sells three different vehicles. We're selling the Polestar 2 and 4 in China, that I know for sure. And now we're officially selling the Polestar 3 and the Polestar 2 in Europe as well, officially. So that is technically three different vehicles being sold. This is an important step. So step by step, bringing the Polestar 4 to Europe as well. The Polestar 3 production will start in South Carolina in the Volvo factory after summer this year. This is quite an incredible step. So little by little, we are moving forward, but we're still heavily reliant on Volvo. We're still heavily reliant on Geely. Geely is our parent company. Volvo is our parent company. So relying on these companies is necessary. You got to remember, Polestar was a new brand. It still is. It's a new company. It's a new brand. So it needs help to optimize for efficiency, to ramp up. But long term, I want a factory, at least in Mexico or the US. I want a factory in Europe. I want Polestar to have its own factory in China. It's moving in that direction in China, at least, because I think there's definitely factories for the Polestar 6 and 5 that are solely dedicated to, Polestar vehicle. And these are factories that I believe are provided by Geely. So it's kind of moving in that direction in to a certain extent. And this is a brand that, if it's cultivated, if it's cherished, if it's marketed properly, Polestar will do incredibly well, because what the key thing that this brand has going for it is that it's a European brand. Yes, they make cars in China, but so do Tesla. And in fact, some of those vehicles Tesla make in China, they sell elsewhere as well. So don't act like, Polestar is the only company making cars in China. No, no, no. Tesla makes cars in China as well. Does that make Tesla a Chinese company? No. Tesla is a US company. Polestar is a Swedish company, just like Volvo. They happen to be partnered and owned by Geely. So this is the way our business are. But by the looks of everything, Chinese vehicles are becoming good, better than good. They're becoming great. And it has European countries worried. It has European automakers extremely worried. So if you're talking to, fans of Neo, fans of Polestar, they will tell you, you know, China is doing great things in electric vehicles. You talk to anyone else who doesn't really like the Chinese, or doesn't really like the fact that the Chinese are doing well in this area, then they will get quite controversial. But it's not necessary. This is how the world works. It's called manufacturing. All your products are built in China. All your Apple computers, Apple phones, they're all built in China. Congratulations. You're fooling yourself. But I'm just very excited to finally get this vehicle, in Europe. This is what a move. So these are some of the images that are shared, of course, just the vehicle rolling out. This is Mamma mia. Imagine you open your garage and someone sees that. They're like, what the hell is that? I'm curious. I want to know. I want to have it. I want to drive it. I want to find out what that feels like. This brand excites people. It excites me. It excites you. It excites newcomers. It excites people. You cannot deny the Polestar brand has a certain way of exciting people. And the Polestar 3 is iconic. The Polestar 2 is iconic. They are perhaps the company's most iconic vehicles. I think the Polestar 6 is also truly iconic, while the Polestar 5, it's a little bit iconic, but not very iconic yet. It hasn't got the shine it deserves yet. Polestar 4 is not extremely iconic yet. The most iconic Polestar vehicles are the 2, the 3, and the 6. And paying more attention to the Polestar 3, it's looking likely that this is the leader for the company. This is the one. Because let's be honest, the Polestar 2 will eventually be replaced, probably with the Polestar 7. That's what's been rumored. So we should expect that, the Polestar 3, 4, 5, and 6, they will stay with us for a very long time. While the Polestar 2, If they hit a limit on how much money they can produce, how much money they can harvest from that vehicle, they will look to replace it because it's all about cutting costs. It's all about being efficient. It's all about building them as cheaply as possible and selling them for as much as possible while always remaining premium. That's not very easy to accomplish. But these are Swedish vehicles. They're Swedish engineering. They're Swedish designing. They are a Volvo company. Volvo is purely Swedish. So yes, it's made its first customer deliveries of the Polestar 3. The SUV for the electric age played a significant important role in the company's development, as Polestar now has 3 models on the road, including 2 SUVs. Bravo. Let me just add a little bit of a clap. For sure. That's basically what I said. Now that we have 3 vehicles, technically we have 3 vehicles on the road. Technically we have 3 vehicles up for sale. And throughout the end of the year, it's only going to continue to get better. I'm finally going to see these vehicles in the UK. I'm finally going to see the Polestar 4s in the UK as well. On the road, not just in the showroom, but on the road. Fantastic. I can't wait. Speaking of which, this vehicle should also be available for test drive now that I think about it, because yeah, it's definitely should be available for a test drive now. Because now that it's actually being delivered, in the UK at least, it should definitely be available for test drives. So we're going to find out about that right now. Now, the initial vehicles are being handed over to customers across 2 continents in the coming days, with deliveries set to accelerate throughout the summer. With significant acclaim from global automotive media, customer interest for Polestar 3 remains high, resulting in an initial batch of the customer's test drive being oversubscribed. Additional test drive slots have now been made available during the summer months across Polestar spaces. That's what I was just saying, quite literally. I love it when a company thinks like how I think. My goodness. We cannot beat that. So at Polestar headquartered in Gothenburg, Sweden, why do they have a headquarter in Gothenburg, Sweden? You want to know why? Because they're Swedish. Anyway, the Polestar 3 handovers were completed in a special ceremony at the brand's iconic cube. Yes, Polestar has a cube, ladies and gents, and it's a beautiful cube. Yeah, we also like cube. Along their launch edition Polestar 3s, finished in mixture of magnesium and space, these first customers also receive a special Polestar gift package to mark a special occasion. Thomas Inglet, the CEO, says, and I quote, the man of the hour speaks, and I quote, listen up. Listen up. We're not replacing him, not yet. You got to give the guy some time. Give the guy some time. Anyway, he has this to say. This is an important milestone. First deliveries of the Polestar 3 to our customers. Test drive starts of all Polestar spaces coming the weekend in Europe. He specifically said all Polestar spaces, so that includes mine. Yes, thank goodness. So thousands of hand raisers are invited to experience our great luxurious performance SUV. Polestar is becoming a global player with the most attractive electric product range. Customers across the world are about to experience the same in local handout ceremonies. More customers' deliveries will take place in Germany, Norway tomorrow, while in the US, where the additional Polestar 3 manufacturing will start during the summer. The North American Polestar team is handing over the first customer Polestar 3s in California, Illinois. Wait, what? And New York? So wait, Polestar 3s are already being handed over in California and New York. Wait a minute. Let me just make sure that I've got that right. So it specifically said, while in the US, where the additional Polestar 3 manufacturing will start during the summer, I know, the North American Polestar team is handing over the first customer Polestar 3s in California. Not just California, but Illinois, Indiana, and New York. So they're already handing over these vehicles in the US as well. Wow, this is quite good. I love this. I love where this is going. A mix of long-range dual motors and long-range dual motors with performance pack models. These launch edition cars are finished in a mixture of snow, thunder, and magnesium. Christian L. Fors, that's the global head of commercial at Polestar, said, and I quote, we always knew the Polestar 3 was going to be very popular, but even we are blown away by the global media reviews and the response to opening up the test drive bookings. It's testament to the excitement in the market for this car and customers' interest to get behind the wheel of our flagship electric SUV. I will admit it is quite exciting because, especially if people have been following this brand for quite some time. By the way, that's the Polestar Cube, just in case you didn't know. It's a beautiful cube. It's a beautiful cube. Need I say less? So yeah, this is quite exciting. I didn't realize that they were already handing over vehicles in the US. So if manufacturing hasn't started in the US, then how did they get these vehicles there? If okay, so if they're built in China being taken to the US, does the tariff also includes? That's my question, because just so I get this right, the statement literally says, customers' deliveries taking place in Germany and Norway, while in the US, where the additional Polestar 3 manufacturing will start during the summer, will start, meaning it hasn't really started yet. It will start. And there it is. I can go ahead and essentially book, a test drive for a Polestar 3. So I am curious what you think about this update. So Polestar adds rear-wheel drive to the Polestar 3 lineup. I heard about this and I wanted to look into it because, again, quite exciting news. Quite a few updates coming out of Polestar, and I might be late to talk about these news, but you always come and watch these videos, so thank you for watching. Polestar 3 long range single motor starts at 79,000 euros, 890. This is including the handover fee, up to 650 kilowatts WLTP range with the same luxury features, technologies and design as the Polestar 3 lineup. Available to order in Europe from today, with North America and Australia to follow later in 2024. So Polestar is introducing a long-range single motor to the Polestar 3 lineup, giving consumers another way to get behind the wheel of its SUV for the electric age. Thomas Ingel of Polestar CEO says, and I quote, "With long-range single motor Polestar 3, we offer consumers a new entry point for our flagship electric SUV. The rear-wheel drive configuration fits with our performance-focused driving dynamics that makes the car stands out in the luxury SUV sector." This entry-level Polestar 3 single motor, which will be built in China and the US, uses the same 111 kilowatt battery pack as the dual motor version, offering the same 250 kilowatt peak charging capabilities for a 30-minute 10 to 80% charge and DC charging. So those looking for the most efficient Polestar 3, yet to find a new long-range single motor offers up to 650 kilowatt WLTP between charges. That, I must admit, is quite impressive, and I'm looking forward to more information on this. As a performance brand, the long-range single motor retails all the hallmarks that make the long-range dual motor version such an engaging drive. Ride comfort and control takes care by the sophisticated passive damper that uses hydraulic rebound stops, HRS, and frequency selective dampening, that's FSD. The result is the long-range single motor Polestar 3 emulates the dynamic character found in the long-range dual motor model. The result is a new long-range single motor Polestar which accelerates from 0 to 100 kilometers in 7.8 seconds, and this can always be updated and upgraded with over-the-air upgrades. Additionally, like the rest of the MY25 range, Pilot Pack with LiDAR from Luminar becomes available to order on the Polestar 3 long-range single motor, offering customers even greater level of safety and convenience should they choose it. Indicative pricing in Germany, including handover fees and VAT, from the UK, £69,000, $900. From the UK, £69,900 on the UK roads. So be sure to let me know what you think about these developments from Polestar. Delivery is started and a new rear wheel long range single motor version is available. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to see more, leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.